Guys, so we're back at the Whiskey Blendery Whiskey TV here. Listen, I wanted to talk to him a little bit about blending, distilling, sourcing, all that goes into it. Right now, the whiskey businesses are on the decline. Yes,
as a whole, yeah, people are buying less whiskey than before, or less whiskey than at its peak.
And what's happening at the Blendery, I don't want to say it's impressive, but it's like,
we're doing kind of the opposite strategy of everybody else, which is paying off now because everybody else is going down and we're going up. So everybody else was going up and we're kind of like not doing good, but now we were kind of betting on the future, and that's why we're getting so popular now, because everybody's got all their bottles and they've chased everything and they've stood in line and they've got all that, and they realize, well, okay, it's not as good as what I thought it was, so now it takes something special for them to buy. And our concierge service and finding like the super rare things and unique things, well, that's the only bottles that they want to buy anymore.
So customization in the sense.
Customization, but quality too. So quality and custom. So like the guys over there blending right now, they're only getting a couple bottles, but that's the only 2 bottles that exist. And they're going to remember this time. And I always recommend getting more than a couple, because they're going to drink through those
quick
and
share it with people too.
And then as they share it, they're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. Where can I get this? You can't get it. There's only 2. Then, oh, why did I only buy 2? That was dumb. Can you make me more? Then no, we can't make more, but you can come back and make something else. That's usually the cycle.
Now, what have you learned? And Tim here has been in the customer service business to a degree for probably 30, 40 years.
Forever, yeah.
There you have it. So
since I was 15 years old. Yeah.
Literally. So when you started this, you knew that customization, but above that, customer experience was going to be everything. Because when I come here on Saturday, I'm like, yo, these guys show up.
Well, if I go somewhere and I don't get good service, I'm never coming back there. Ever. Even if I get good food or good drinks, but if I get bad service, like I'm never going back. So yeah, we kind of obsess over the experience and obsess over the whiskey and obsess over like what would I want if I was walking into a place. And granted, we do have some growing pains and we're not able to, we're not batting 1,000, but you can tell it's important to us, and people that are here regularly.
But you do know if you bat 300, you actually get into the Hall of Fame.
Well, we're batting better than 300.
That's my point. So think about that. Every third at bat, you got 10 bats. Every third at bat, you hit and get on base. Batting 300 will get you in the Hall of Fame, people. And we're above that. We're above average on that, right?
For customer experience, yeah. Well, but I think that comes down to our people too. The people that we have really care about customer experience. And I mean, I've read a Google review that somebody gave us a 5-star review, and I always read all of those. And I read it this morning, and you know who it was from?
Who?
A lady that and her husband that met Jerry, because Jerry's off this week.
Vacation.
On vacation.
He likes vacation.
He took a couple. Yeah.
He's old. He's worked. Jerry's a fun guy.
I mean, he works his ass off here.
Man, probably 20,000 steps.
He was off this week, and so him and his wife went on vacation. And he took a couple bottles, and he took the root beer bottle.
Oh.
And so he shared it with somebody on his vacation, and she gave us a 5-star review and said, I can't wait to visit the Whiskey Blendery now. We were so blown away by the whiskey that Jerry shared with us.
Yeah.
So where did he go? Do you know?
Aspen.
He went to Aspen.
Oh, Colorado, up the street.
So yeah, not up the street. but that's pretty cool though. Like I didn't tell him to do that. I didn't tell him to take like he took a bottle that he paid for.
Yeah.
That he's excited about on his trip, shared it with somebody, which is, what you're learning. Like, hey, you got to do that. And then they loved it so much that they looked us up and did a Google review. I just think that's pretty cool.
Hey, and again, people, that goes back to the final question, which is the big question in this particular episode. When you are putting a whiskey formula together, clearly it's great people, good times, sourcing the right barrels. What is it that you look for most when putting whiskey in a bottle so that others, like Jerry and myself, can crack things and say, guys, you got to try this?
the biggest thing is, am I excited by it?
Yeah.
Like if I'm not excited by it, then it becomes like everything else that you can get at the big box store. And we can create those whiskeys, which are still good. We can create those all day, every day. We can mass produce those, which is what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And that's what's on the shelf. And that's what's sitting on the shelf right now too. So even when we make that good whiskey, it's like it needs something else. It needs something to make me say, wow, I've never had anything like this before, and I want this in my collection. So if we say those things and we're excited about it, that's when we bottle it. If I don't say that, and if we're not excited about it, and I mean, actually I got some videos to send to you. Richard got goosebumps on some stuff, and some finishing projects we got going on that are just like, man, you're gonna go nuts when you try these. But that's the difference. Like, you gotta be excited about it. The people blending, they gotta be excited about it because they're making the whiskey. If they're making a whiskey that they're not like wow and excited to share, why even put it in the bottle?
And that right there is what makes a Blendery special, people. So if ever you've considered investigating, learning, clearly you're here at Whiskey TV with the Whiskey Blendery, going down our rabbit hole of like, hey, how do we put 144 barrels together? You don't. You find some singles every now and then. You find some stuff that needs maybe a little this, a little bit of that. And Tim's now found, I think, a good formula to know how to add value to whiskey that may be missing something that makes it amazing.
Yeah, well, the more, like, I mean, we've done hundreds of blends.
Literally.
And so my percentage is getting better when I try something. Then I'm like, I think this barrel would work good. We try a test like the one we just did.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think that one would work good. Let's do a little impromptu test, and it worked great. So as time goes on, there's more times that I say that worked than it doesn't work. To where when we were starting out, 9 out of 10, that didn't work. That didn't work. Man, this is frustrating. Okay, that didn't work, but you keep going. But now we have the experience under our belt, and we know the barrels really well, and we're curating barrels that not only are great single barrels, but have such a unique flavor profile that we can keep creating these unique blends and unique releases that will that keep people saying, wow, like, hey, how do you keep doing this? Like, how do you keep making this stuff? Like and so the key is finding unique barrels and having the diversity from those barrels and learning how they complement other unique barrels.
Now guys, we're going to do barrel breakdowns. We're going to do again some more barrels. We're going to do barrel investigation. We're going to do some craft blending stuff. We want to get Tim back at the table working on his own formulas and just watch it, walking you guys through how this all started, and almost like, hey, how did you find this idea? Well, I started with these 2 bottles. Then I started with these 2 barrels. Then I started with putting it in a bottle. Then someone told 100 people this was good. Now there are 1,000 people who know it's good. Business, great things have small beginnings, and with people like Tim and being consistent at having a high standard for, hey, quality over quantity, you end up putting something amazing in bottles. And then guys like Richard show up and say, hey man, this has always been my dream. I'd love to assist in whatever way I can because I love playing with whiskey. And Tim tells me about this and I go, who the hell plays with whiskey? What are we even talking about here?
And it's cool because we're getting the younger generation in on this too.
Very much
to
so.
Where like Landon and some other college kids that, you know, I mean, when I'm in college, I wasn't even drinking whiskey. If I was drinking whiskey, it was like the cheapest bottle I could find on the bottom shelf. And it was about quantity.
Oh, for sure.
It wasn't about like sipping and telling stories and like talking about the whiskey. It wasn't about that. But the younger generation is figuring that out now, and they're interested in that. And it's not all about consumption anymore.
No.
And I think that's really cool.
Well, that's the other thing. We'll talk about in another video, guys. Look, I think consumption's going down, so presumptually we have to think about how to bring things together so we can connect more dots. Shout out to, I'm saying this, not that it's on the Blendery page, but Gary Vee's made some big predictions. And even when he said that walking's going to be a thing, people are going to pay you for experiences as this world continues to shift and we get back to our humanity. And I believe, based on my time here at the Blendery, whiskey's a conduit where you say, hey, look, why don't you come over on a Monday, man? I'll make whatever you want. Let's bring some people together. Let's have a good time. TV's off. Football's on if you want it, but let's just enjoy the time we've got left on this earth. And man, it's been a blessing to say the least, guys. Keep it whiskey. Thank you as always for watching. Stay tuned, and as always, if you get a chance to stop by the Whiskey Blendery, we'd love to see you.